Well, welcome back. This is Jack. I need to tweak that opener, but either way, how's it going, everybody? Everybody doing all right? Hope y'all doing all right. Thought I'd be back to doing another coffee over game stream on this Friday, and here I am. I have my regular stream in a couple hours. Well, I got a D&D game tonight. I'm busy tonight. I don't like having this much commitment to doing things. I'd like to be able to do things at my own speed. Yeah, there is construction going on outside. You might hear it every so often. And by the way, in case you're wondering, I have my second monitor now up here instead of over to the right. So you guys will see me looking up to see chat up above. Oh, yay, fun. Also, because I've got my restream going again, so now I'm streaming over to Twitch as well. Cliff notes being, if you follow me on Twitch, you'll see me anytime I stream anywhere. And then you can just follow me on the individual YouTube channels depending on what topics you kind of want me to cover. You want me to call politics, coffee over politics, coffee over gaming for geek stuff, and then just Jack Dataless if you just want to vibe out, have fun, all that good stuff. Alright, there's a news story I do want to talk about. Like, I don't have too much news story to talk about, so I'm hoping y'all brought some stuff in. But here's one I do, because I'm probably going to make a video of this, but we'll cover that in a minute. Is this what I'm looking for? So apparently we're getting a Sims 5. That's news to me. We're getting a Sims 5. Who would have thought? We're getting a Sims 5. You know, they've been sitting on Sims 4 for a long time, so I was like, okay, cool. Should have seen that coming. But they're like, it'll be free to download. Oh, that's great. That's great. I trust that. I trust a free to download video game. From EA. Did I forget to mention that part? It's still an EA game that's going to be free to download. You're going to get such great deals. It's going to be great. Let's see here. This means the Project Rain is ready and fully open to players to be able to join, play, and explore it without a subscription, core game purchase, or energy mechanics. The frick are they going to make their money off of? I really don't trust this. Like the only way I can imagine a game like that working with the way they're suggesting it's going to be is if they like sell your user data like Facebook does. Remember back in the day Facebook had like Farmville and stuff? So that's about the only thing I see, because like here's the reason why I don't trust it. No one shall see and stuff as I'm sorting through. I'm gonna pull up my Steam. Oh, Phasmophobia's got an update. That's a big update too, damn. Alright, so here's the thing. Here's an example of kamuckery. Try not to use the F-bomb here. Alright, so here is the Sims 4 Steam page, alright? And it's free. By the way, did you know you can play Sims 4 for free? You can play the base game for free. 100% free. You can download, play Sims 4 for free. Oh, what's up, Kitty Cat? Where'd you go? He's yelling. My kitty cat's yelling at me. Anyway. But if you get it with the EA Play, you know, $5 a month, you can get not only the game but all the DLC. Oh, look, there's this Pet Lovers bundle. It's like $40. $40 for this, Oh, you know, let's look at what all the DLC is going to run me. You know, I'm not getting a good answer. Let's just go back one. Hang on, let's go back one. Browse all. Well, let me do it this way. No, that's not letting me do it this way. Let's see if we'll be doing our list. No, alright. No. Browse. It's not letting me do it the way I usually like to show y'all this. Let's see here. Now, either way, the moral of the story is there's about $1,000 worth of DLC to this. Like, that's not me exaggerating. This is all of it is $1,000. If you add it all together, I think that's why Steam doesn't let you like do it. Like the only way I'd be able to do it is if I add all to shop or add all to cart, and then just ran it that way. Then you get to see. But it's $1,000. There is $1,000 worth of DLC and expansion for Sims 4, and they're like, "Oh, it's free, yeah," and like with no content. Like, mind you, the base Sims games aren't bad. and it won't replace Sims 4. Good, because somebody, if I was somebody who spent like what was it, $50 million playing Sims 4, I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want it to replace it. In case you're wondering, I was talking about this right here. It says, and it won't replace Sims 4. But no, like that just seems like a bad idea. Like, I had like little hope in like Dead Space remake. Like I was hoping it'd be great, and it turned out to be phenomenal. I freaking loved it, but I have no faith that Sims 4 will be any good. Let's see here. We got a couple games upcoming that I do want to talk about. Um, there's a game that I'm interested in, but I probably won't play it, even though it's like exactly up my genre. It's because there's some drama going on with the studio I don't like. Apparently, the creator is rather sexist and stuff. So, like me personally, I'm not gonna play it. But if you want to play it, go for it. It's Black Myth Wukong. It's a Souls-like game. You play as Sun Wukong, aka the Monkey King. It looks really interesting. Everybody I know who's played it says it's a really good game, but some of the people I trust say they don't like the studio. So I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna cry if I miss this game. Just wanted to get that out of the way. But later this month, actually in a couple days, we're getting a very important game. I want y'all to see my Steam wish list. It's inappropriate stuff tucked away in there. Let's see, where are you? The Lords of the Fallen remix in October. Let's see, where are you? Where are you? I probably already scrolled past it. It's probably like right up at the top. Okay. That. Now that I've got a new mouse, I need to go back and try playing, do this. Getting over it. Because my other controller was breaking. Like, I wasn't slamming it either. That's the worst part. I wasn't the one breaking. It was just breaking. Where the frick is the game I'm looking for? I probably like scrolled past it like 3 times, even though it's got a great thumbnail. There it is. And no, I hadn't scrolled past it. Comes out in like 3 more days. Really. Lives of P. You're like Pinocchio or something, and it's another Souls-like game because that's right up my alley as well, and you're like Pinocchio.
I need your help.
Some people are describing this as Bloodborne 2.0. I'm gonna stop right there. I'm gonna mute it because I will freaking get hit by copyright. I thought I muted it, but I guess I didn't. There. Sorry, I have to mute it. I can't see anything. Well, have you tried opening your eyes? Hang on, because you're on. Hang on. You're on. Pause that. Twitch might be having issues because it was complaining about bitrate earlier. Hang on. Oh shit. Yeah. Watch. All right, hang on. I gotta adjust things. Thank you for saying, Mickey. Hang on. If you're on Twitch side, stand by. That's not where I'd be doing it. Close you. The bit rate's too high, so Twitch is complaining. So you guys can at least hear me. That's something. Drop the bit rate down to 6,000. All right. Still says I'm offline over there. Doing some troubleshooting here. I'll full screen that so it stops giving me issues. All right. It looks like I'm up over here. It's still complaining about bitrate a bit. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Alright. That should have fixed it. Yeah, it looks like it fixed it. Alright. But yeah. There we go. Anyway, this is the, as I was saying, Souls-like. You get to hit people. You get to do stuff. I like Souls-likes. Let me bring back up chat so I can see it. There it goes. Yeah, and of course I have it muted because of the music, but yeah, the art style very does still feel like a Bloodborne-like game, like I was suggesting. There's a lot of clockwork stuff because, like, we did have the French Revolution one where you were like this weird dancer, which I did play and I did enjoy. So it's not first to the thing of being you're a clockwork character. But this one you seem to have a lot more choices in weaponry, because your character really didn't... Oh no, your character did have a lot of weapons in that one, too. I'm sitting here thinking of a different one. Trying to figure out the whole submarine thing. Yeah, but this is Lies of P. It comes out in like 3 days. I should... or 2 days, apparently, according to this. I should have pre-ordered this a while back, but I've got a lot on my table already. Alright. Let's see here. Didn't really have that many stories to cover. Pretty much just wanted to come in here, see how everybody's doing, and see if anybody's got any geek stuff they want to cover that we need to talk about. Here's something. I won't bring this one up mostly because I'm playing it. This is not advertisement. This is not a sponsorship thing. I'm just bringing this up because I can, and because I like the genre. Alright, so I play some stupid phone games here and there. This is what I'm starting to play now. It's the Monster Hunter Now. There you go. That sums it up right there. It's basically Pokemon Go, except for you're playing Monster Hunter. It's really interesting. It's giving me an excuse to get up and walk around, because I have a bad habit of just being like, well, I don't want to go anywhere, because what's the point? So, I just wanted to bring that up. Which is horrible, because I got a lot of good walking trails in the area. Any other games? Oh, this one feels like it's definitely going to be a novelty game coming out. Like, I don't know if it's going to be a good game or just a why the hell does this game exist. But it's called Pow World. And it's being described as Pokemon but with guns. I'm like, why? Hang on, you'll see what I mean. And it does legitimately look interesting in its own right, though. Oh, he got stepped on. There we go. And your character hunts them. So it's like a Monster Hunter Pokemon game, but with guns. And I'm guessing that you're trying to save them too. So it's like your character's not just your character's not like hunting them. Your character's being kind of oh my god! I hadn't seen that before. The little monkey. Oh my god. Okay, this actually keeps looking more better than I remember it being. I love this. Oh, I'm definitely playing this when it comes out. I'll probably be playing it on stream too. Just like, what the hell? they describe it as Pokemon with guns, but it gets somehow more than that. Like, what the hell? You're not allowed to be that good. It's supposed to be a meme game. You're not allowed to be that good. Alright, let's see what we got. It wasn't supposed to be that good. It's a freaking meme game. Oh, here's something big. Here's something what's really weird. This is more of a tech thing in general. I wanted to check something. All right. So, not too long ago, March 23rd is roughly when it happened. This game dropped.
You see, we are all connected through
Hey,
the holy
hey, Gothic. For those who don't know, this game is Resident Evil 4 Remake. And look at these graphics. Okay. I haven't played this one. I played the VR version. I haven't touched Resident Evil 4 since.
Temperance, child.
I probably should play it at some point. But anyway, that's not the point. So apparently, the next generation of Apple phones are supposed to be getting a copy of this game. You're supposed to be able to play Resident Evil 4 Remake on goddamn Apple phones. I don't know how to feel about that. Like, I don't like Apple phones personally. And they're actually already in a lot of trouble right now. Because, especially with the EU.
Why? You can't save her. You can't.
So right now they're in trouble with the EU. So what's going on with Apple in that regard is, so the EU has a rule that they've come out with, trying to standardize like the power cables and everything for different phones and stuff. And like America has something similar. And for a long time, Apple has been trying to stick with their Lightning cable, refusing to switch over to USB-C. And because it allows them to monopolize the type of charge cable that your phone has to use. And that means every time it breaks, you have to buy their phone cable. Mind you, there's off-market ones that are okay. And there's various other reasons why they would do it. But now the EU is coming at them saying, if you do not make all your phones USB-C compliant, because that's the standard that everybody else is using, then you will get fined like a stupid amount of money per month, year, day. I can't remember that you're actively not doing it. And if they do it long enough, then EU can actually sell their company off. Anything they bring to the state, basically just start seizing their stuff. It gets kind of ridiculous. Like, I don't know all the details. I think Mutahara, aka Some Ordinary Gamer, does a much better job explaining it. And it's also entirely possible they might start being forced to move the direction of, what's the word I'm looking for? Opening up their market, because they're considered gatekeepers. He explains it much more better than I do. But one of the big things about Apple is they're like, oh, we've got this great security. You know, you can't hack into an Apple. That's not true. You actually 100% can. What makes Apple's network a lot safer is they have such strong gatekeeping. If I want to install a virus on my Windows computer, I can do it. It is no issue. I could go find a virus, download it, and install it in my computer. With an Apple, it becomes a little bit more tricky because you just can't freely install stuff into a computer. Now, that doesn't mean it doesn't happen. It's just that they control so intensely what is installed on there that it makes it very few holes in the gate, so to speak. Now, the problem is, though, once a virus gets on the inside of an Apple computer, you're screwed. Whereas Windows, they have a lot of countermeasures and stuff because they fully expect it to happen. But you can argue about safety versus freedom. If I want to download and install a video game that's third-party developer or whatever, I can do it. I can do it on my phone. I can do it on my little Android down there. If I want to do it on my computer, I can do it, no issue. If I wanted to do that on a Apple computer, I got a third-party jailbreak it. Which I don't have an Apple computer. I don't like Apple. But I do understand why people would use Apple. But no, I get why Apple is used. I just don't like that. So, go on. Apparently there's a massive sale of Capcom games right now. That's actually a pretty damn good deal right there. Or is that just the vanilla games, though? So I'm just scrolling through and looking at with the So, like, the one that raised my eyebrows the most was this. I'm just looking through, like, the sales that are going on with Capcom. You know, pretending I have money. Dragon's Dogma is, like, $8 right now. Or, not even that, $5. Like, normally $30. And Dragon's Dogma is not a bad game. Like, especially considering how old the game is, it's held up really damn well. So if you want to play, like, a Baldur's Gate game that's not Baldur's Gate, what's up, Gothic? This is a good example. I still need to make that short. Alright, is there any other stories I wanted to cover? I'm just looking through. I had some stories set aside in case I wanted to talk about them. You know, I think I know one I'll bring up. Hang on, I know one I'll bring up. This is something that's going on in the Bleach culture right now. And it might cause some people to be a little squeamish. I don't blame you. It will be muted, though, just because I don't want... I will get hit by it. I think the character's name is Giselle. I'm trying to find a channel that's probably less likely to give me issues. Come on, where's a good one? Come on. I'm trying to find a good scene that I can... a good channel that won't give me too many issues. Actually, Viz Media might do me okay. Nope, doesn't look like it. Alright. Well... I'll just use this one. I'm gonna mute it. This channel is by somebody called JWeeb. Who? Because I plan on doing Overwatch today, most likely. 50-50 shot. Assuming I do stream, I might get burnt out after this stream, we'll see. Anyway. So, there's a character named Giselle in this game. She is a Quincy that works... she's a member of the Bambettes. And she has the ability called Z, or Zombie. She turns people into zombies. If they're not a Quincy, she can just get her blood on them and take control of them. If they're dead, they become zombies. And she can do it to a Quincy too, but they have to already be dead. That's like the gist of her ability. She's got a few other weird tricks she does. And she has a habit of, like, and she can't really die. Like, she's been cut in half and just didn't care. She has a habit of convincing people to attacking her, so she gets their blood on them and then does things. So this is actually a scene that people did not expect them to include, but there's two different versions. They saw right through her act of trying to bait them into attacking her, because she's taunting them effectively. And additionally, here's the other thing that catches them off guard. This guy who's been flamboyant throughout the whole series straight up calls her out for being trans. And the reason why he sees right through it is actually different in the Japanese version versus the American version. The American version, he just says he can see right through it. In the Japanese version, it's because he can smell it. And I'm not going to go into detail on that. You can figure out the difference. Now, the reason I'm bringing all this up is there's people who are like saying, they don't like the fact that Giselle was kept as a trans character. Why is it? Sorry, I'm just noticing something weird going on. Anyway, let's see if I can adjust it while I'm talking. Anyway, no, apparently I couldn't. I had to stop talking. Anyway, they're saying that she shouldn't have been included, or that detail shouldn't have been included that she is trans in the series, and they're like, because she makes a bad, it looks bad for the trans community. Stuff like no, like being this. I'm not part of the community, but this is just my opinion. If you are afraid to make a character a minority because you're afraid that it's going to make the minority group look bad, then that's just, you're not doing any favors. You're just not. You shouldn't have to worry about somebody's mind. Now, what my big concern would be is playing off of stereotypes within the minority. Then that becomes an issue. So if like you make a character who's a terrorist happen to be or Arabic, then you're gonna have issues because it's like there's a stereotype of that being a thing. So then you have issues. There's a difference between having a character being a minority and making insulting stereotypes. That's basically what I'm boiling it down to. Mind you, I'm a cis white guy. It doesn't freaking matter what I think. Because none of the people that I've seen complain are part of any of those communities, so it doesn't freaking matter. Because you gotta also not forget, the whole Quincy organization is basically supposed to be not Hitler's regime, effectively. They all use extremely German, all their stuff is basically like wholly German stuff. They, like one of the first major Quincy's he's fight is straight up somebody you would see running one of the camps. Like, not even joking. He's doing it to the Iran car, or the Hollows, whatever you want to call them. And like without hesitation, like everything he did, you're like, yeah, that's Nazi stuff right there. So whatever. You have an evil character doing evil things. Oh, and they happen to be minority. Ooh, that's where it bothers me. Mind you, I'm splitting hairs on stuff like this. I try not to do this kind of stuff on this channel, but I felt it was appropriate since we're talking about Bleach. But on that note, speaking of Bleach, speaking of anime as a whole, I want to talk about this. So there are tropes that I'm generally not a fan of. There's a lot of tropes I'm not a fan of. The Chosen one is the biggest one I don't like. Now, if you're a protagonist, by definition, you have some Chosen One aspect to you. In Dragon Ball, Goku happens to be the only Saiyan on Earth. But even then, he wasn't the most powerful creature the whole time. He was just pretty damn powerful by default. And even when he ran under Saiyans, he was weaker. He had to train himself up. So you're like, okay, he is a Chosen One that he's a protagonist. He's a Chosen One that he's one of the few Saiyans in the universe. But even then, he had to constantly improve himself. And there are other species more powerful. Naruto. Naruto is a Chosen One in the fact that he is the descendant of the fourth Hokage. He's his son. He's a reincarnation of this other god. He's got the box demon in his stomach known as Kuruma, the nine-tailed beast, the most powerful of the tailed beasts, minus the 10th. You know, you could argue all these different things. But he still had to train himself up and all that stuff. And then you have Ichigo, who's like, lol, I've got sword, and is insanely powerful. That kind of that's one of those tropes I don't like. Now, that's irrelevant to everything I'm about to say, because I was about to talk about another trope that I think just needs to go away. Like, Chosen One I think it can be brought down, but this one needs to go away. And it's not the power of friendship per se that needs to go away. It's not the power of friendship. It is but it is a facet of it. It is the I can save him friendship. It's the no matter how much my friend betrays me, they're still my friend friendship kind of thing you see in anime and manga all the time. A good example of this, and probably the best example of this, is Naruto. Naruto, throughout the whole series, has been like, especially Shippuden, Sasuke tried to kill me like 5 times, but he's still my friend. Dude tried to kill you. Dude killed his own brother and was about to kill you. Dude was about to wipe out your village. Dude was about to kill everybody you've ever cared about. Oh, but he's still my friend. Like, I know Naruto's whole shtick is, like, forgive hate and all that stuff, or try to get over hate. There is no forgiving that, and that always bothers me. Like, yeah, I get the power of friendship stuff, but I think this just breeds into people's heads the concept of toxic friends are okay. That you can, that your friendship will get over it. I think it just breeds that concept. Like, no, don't get me wrong. I do like the idea of having those friends and being loyal to those friends. I love the idea of Nakama, as One Piece will do it. I really do love that concept. But I think there are some versions of it in animes and mangas that are just, it just teaches people to, like, forgive things they really shouldn't. And you could also argue the same thing with, like, any other relationship, like love relationships and whatever. All right. See what else we got. I know I got some more topics I've got set aside to cover. I don't know why I got Seven Nation Army in my head right now. Unfortunately, I save all my my things I set aside to talk about on my Google Chrome, but then I only will use what's it called? I'll use my Firefox for actual talking about this. All right. Well, here's something that's worth talking about. This is an older story, slightly older, but I'm still going to bring it up. It's definitely worth talking about. Looking it up now. Alright, here we go. U.S. Secret Service is tracking OnlyFans and Twitch users. Now, there is more to this, and I'm going to explain it. So, a little bit of political history for you. Shortly after 9/11, you had the Patriot Bill that went through, or whatever it's called. And it basically gave a lot of power to the federal government to track you. Now, they don't go into your computer and look through it. What they do is it's called they're allowed to get metadata, where they just scan over the top of your data and see what's going on. Hang on. They're allowed to get your metadata. So, similar to companies in the fact that they don't actively spy on what you're looking at or doing. What they do is they listen for, like, keywords effectively. So, have you ever noticed, like, you start talking about tacos, and all of a sudden your advertisement for, like, on Facebook and stuff is suddenly about, hey, here's Taco John's, hey, here's Taco Bell, all that good stuff. You know, I'm feeling like I want ramen. Well, here's this ramen shop. That's what it's doing. It's listening for key phrases, and then it gears its advertisements towards it. Secret Service and the federal government does something similar. They don't actively, like, surveil your search history. They don't actively surveil your specific search history and stuff. I need to clarify that. What they do is instead, if you say certain things, certain combination of things in certain orders, they actually will flag you, and then they might see about trying to dig more into your stuff. So, like, for instance, actually, Sixth Sense actually talked about this specifically. This was before 9/11. What they did was they talked about how you couldn't use somebody's library history as a way to investigate people. But what you could do is use it as a tool to figure out who to look at. So they give the example of, you see somebody who's pulled up the Anarchist Cookbook, the Communist Manifesto, and then various books on how to make bombs. You either might find somebody who's planning on doing something, or you might find a college student who's writing a piece of fiction. But either way, you have an idea of who to look at. And that's actually how they find John Doe in the series at first. Like, they get their first major lead. Which, by the way, I do recommend you watch Sixth Sense if you haven't watched it. It's a really good movie. Really messed up, but really good. Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman. I think Gwyneth Paltrow's the female lead. I forget. Yeah, it's Gwyneth Paltrow. But yeah, that's effectively what they're doing here. Effectively what it is if I were to drop into someone's Twitch stream and start saying really messed up things, really threatening things, the things I'm saying would get flagged. And then that would trigger Secret Service and various other, like FBI and stuff like that, to start investigating to find out if I'm worth looking at, actually digging into. They would start pulling the metadata of like everything I've done and see if any other key phrases match. So, take your pick on what that means to you. You can argue violation of freedom and stuff like that, but to me, it's not. To me, it's rather complicated. Because here's the difference. Them spying on you is if I'm sitting here having a conversation in the privacy of my own home, and I'm talking with a friend. Okay? I'm playing D&D. We'll say we're playing D&D. And I'm mentioning how my character's doing his attack with Alchemist Fire and burning all this stuff down. And they're like, oh, you're dangerous, I gotta spy on you now. No, that's not that. This is the equivalent of me being out at a bar, a club, a coffee shop, and saying, I'm going to go do blank that's dangerous, and threatening other people. Now they've heard me say this, now people are listening in and worried about me. That's the difference. When you say stuff on the internet, you should not expect privacy. And as somebody I follow said, too many people have gotten away with saying messed up things on the internet and not getting punched in the face. I don't advocate violence. I really don't. Except for against Nazis. That's okay. Alright. Well, I didn't have too much to talk about today. I just didn't want to miss my scheduled stream today. I'll try to have next Friday a lot more to talk about. I really will. If y'all got any questions, especially if y'all are watching this in the future, I'm still trying to get used to not look up there all the time. If y'all got any questions going forward, like for next stream, you want me to answer, you want to have this long segment on, let me know in advance. Leave a comment in the section down below. I always read the comments. I'll ignore them if I don't like them. And yeah, that sums it up. Jack out.